Am I live? I am live. All right, I am live. So let me just check. Okay, I can hear myself. Okay, all right. So today I am alone without AJ. Last week she was alone without me. So we took turns to be alone, but we'll be back next week together on our YouTube live. Okay, so today I am going to touch on how to stay motivated when achieving your goals. Okay, but before that, I have like a few questions that I want to answer. These questions are all freelancing questions that we all received on our Instagram. So I'm gonna read the questions. Okay, hold on. Let me just go into the question, what I have, so that I can answer this before I go into our main topic for today, which is about how to achieve your goals. Okay? Okay, so the first question, how do I make sure that my client pay me on time? Okay, so this is a very wide question. All right, so for me personally, what I do is I have an invoice. So whenever I do a quotation to my client, I will send out a quotation first. And then I will actually send out the invoice with all the details of the job description, the payment due date, and if you want to actually include late payment fees. So I do that in my contract, which is actually within the invoice itself. You can have like a separate contract and a separate invoice altogether. But for me, as a videographer, when I actually liaise with my client, I will put the terms and condition or I would say that the details of the job description within the invoice itself, so that it's all in one glance. But that is manually. Okay, I will actually create the it's actually on the platform, but it's still having a manual payment, having like a transfer, bank transfer or pay now to my UEN number. And it's basically still having the trust factor when dealing with your client, and making sure that you are getting paid on time. So I actually know of a company or I would say a platform that can help you with the what should I say, with the make basically it's making sure that you get paid on time. So it's called LytePay, LytePay.co. So this platform is a platform where you can actually churn out invoice, you can churn out quotation, of course, and they will actually uh, send the invoice for you for your client. And when it comes to the payment due, the day that you actually set into the platform itself will send reminders to your client for them to pay you on time. So I feel that it's really a plus point for a platform to automatically send reminders without you sending reminders, or without you chasing for payment. Because sometimes I totally understand when it comes to chasing payments or getting paid on time. It can be, you can feel a little bit embarrassed for asking for payment, but uh, when you actually use this Light Pay platform, the platform itself will help to do the reminders for you, for your client. So have a look at lightpay.co. Let me make sure that I get the right, yeah, correct, lightepay.co, lytepay.co. And register with them. And one great thing about this platform is, so it also has a boost function. Okay, what's a boost function? Register with them. It's invoicing for freelancers, and it's actually oh, it's actually under MES, so it's safe and secure. And most important thing, they actually, when you first register with them, you have to use your SingPass and stuff like that, so it's very secure and it's legit. So you can actually check out like pay.co. All right, so that's one platform that I can share with you on how to get paid on time, and the platform is the one that actually helping to uh, remind the client. Okay. All right, so that's one question done. Let me see whether there's any other question. Mm. Okay, there's no other question. All right. So since there's no other questions, I'm gonna go through with you how to stay motivated to achieve your goals. Okay, I'm not gonna share with you how to actually write up your goals, because I think writing goals or what do you say? Setting or planning for your goals, I think all of you know how to do it, but staying motivated is something that I feel um, with my experience, or I've experienced it, it's something that it's very hard to stay motivated. And been there, done that. Sometimes you are so excited, you're so full of enthusiasm for achieving your newly set goals in the first month of the year in January, and then you make plans, you set your goals high. You want to achieve your long awaited goal. However, all too often, me included, um, with the initial burst of motivation, right? And we sometimes find ourselves struggling to stay on track. So, in today's live, I'm going to share with you how you can actually stay motivated to achieve your goals that you set at the beginning of the year in January. Remember back what you actually have wrote down onto your goals book or somewhere, or a vision board or anything like that. And let me share with you how you can actually stay motivated. Okay. All right, let me put on my notes. I'm sorry, I still sound a little bit nasalish, and I still feel a bit coughing. Yeah, so bear with me. Okay, anyway, so the first things first, how to stay motivated is to it's actually very important to remember why you set that goal in the first place. Okay, what is it that actually inspires you to have that goal, and what actually inspires you to take action? You need to remember. If you don't remember offhand or something like that, you can write down. What I do is I actually look at my goals every day, and I remind myself like why I set this goal in the first place. Reminding myself that the original motivation can sometimes help me to stay focused, to stay on track. And I totally get it when now it's already February, even though it's only 1 month. Life happens, things changes, and sometimes you just feel that, hey, why am I off track? Why am I not moving towards the goal that I want? So if you are feeling that right now, this is the time, or take this as a sign to stir back, move your steering wheel back on track, on the right path, into your goals. So um, having your goals also, as much as it is important, one thing I want to share with you is not to have your goal far-fetched. Okay, I want to break down your goal into manageable steps. Okay, like for example, uh, for example, a very simple goal that I have is to gain um, subscribers, right? If I were to actually put in a number, like for example, I want to gain 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2023. It looks far fetched because December is so far away, right? And 10,000 is so big, you know? So, what I would do if you are, if you have the similar, what do you call it? If you have similar goal, what you need to do is you break your goal down into smaller manageable steps, so you can actually make a goal like in a month time, or you can break it even further in like 2 weeks, maybe like in 1 month. I want to gain 50 subscribers or 100 subscribers, because 100 subscribers is smaller number and it's easier to manage, is easier to achieve. So with every 100 monthly, that's how you can actually keep on building on your goal into to where you want your bigger goal to be. Okay, so always break down your goal into smaller steps. So it's more of like giving you the motivation to achieve it, because if you actually have a very big number or a very big goal that you feel far-fetched, you will um in the future you will actually not able to achieve it, and then you will feel overwhelmed, you will feel burnout, you will feel stressed out because you can't achieve it. Okay, so always break down your goals. All right, so that's the second one. So the first one is important to understand why you set out that goals first. All right, why do you want to set out that goals? Second, if your goals is too big or if you feel it's far-fetched, break it down some more and take action using that smaller goals to achieve the big ones. All right, so that's second. Okay. Sorry. um Next one is the third point that I want to share with you. Yes, I think I mentioned earlier on in the second point. Sometimes our goals can change because life changes, so your goals will have to evolve around it. Okay, it has to evolve around what do you call it, the change that you are in right now, and that's okay. Sometimes I do have experience where I was talking to a few people and then they feel that they shouldn't change their goals because that's something that they want to achieve that particular year. But to me, goals can change along the way, because that's how it is. You have to evolve and you have to change, right? And when your goals reflect that, that's how you can actually maneuver around and still achieve the goals that you want to achieve by the end of the month, or by the end of the 6 months, or by the end of the year. Okay, so if you find yourself not motivated by the original goal, by all means, go ahead and revisit that goal. um, Change it if you want, whether you want it to it's you want to adjust it to a lower number. If, let's say, if it's in what do you call it, if it's in numbers, you want to lower down the number, you want to upscale the number, it's perfectly fine to adjust it. So it's very the key thing is to keep moving forward towards the goal that you want. Whether you change it or not, it's secondary. And if you need to change it, go ahead and change it. There's no don't put so much pressure on yourself just because of that goal. Okay, so sometimes life happens to me. For the first 3 weeks of February, it's kind of like gone. The first 2 weeks I was away, and then when I came back I got sick. So my goal for February, it's not, I would say, I did not like achieve on for my February goals. So if you can't achieve your if you can't achieve your goal for that particular month, don't be so hard on yourself. Make the following month better, okay? Because yes, life happens, okay? It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, guys. It's okay that you want, if you need to change your goal, okay? All right, so that's the third one. And finally, I just feel that um sometimes when we have set our goals, and there are times that you may need to ask help from others by achieving your goals. So for example, I'm taking back an example of the subscribers that I want to gain. Okay, so the subscribers that I want to gain, maybe by the end of let's say by the end of March, I want to gain like 200 subscribers. So how do I achieve that 200 subscribers? I can get help from my friends. I can get help from my fellow business friends. I can get help from my fellow freelancers to share my YouTube channel so that they can share to other people and they will actually subscribe to my YouTube channel. So this is, don't be afraid to ask help when achieving your goals. Okay, so it depends, it really depends on what kind of goals do you have. If you do need help achieving your goals, go ahead and ask for some assistance. All right, okay. Yeah, so I think that's some of my tips that I can share with you on how to stay motivated when achieving your goals. The conclusion is, um, you have to set a measurable and achievable and realistic, of course, you know, those the smart goals for your personal wise or your business wise. Another tip that I can share with you is, if you don't have individual goals monthly, I want to also share a little bit about word of the year. This is what I've always been doing. I don't really have a number goals to both my um, personal and business, but I do have word of the year every year. So I actually learned this since 2017. I learned it from my mentor. I learned that to actually have word of the year that can actually resonate with you for that year. So taking an example of last year, my word of the year for last year was upgrade. So whether the word upgrade, I actually use it to both personal or business, is basically up to you. So for example, my example is an upgrade, right? So my word of the year for 2022 was upgrade. So I actually break it down into business goals and personal goals. So business goals, I actually wrote down in my notebook that I want to, have my company a little bit more of recognition. How should I actually achieve this? And on my personal goals, in terms of the upgrade, I've never had any, studies in terms of marketing or business or digital strategies or analytics in terms of my business. I actually graduated from IT, which is totally different from business. So I wanted to upgrade myself to um, make sure that I have a little bit of knowledge on analytics, digital analytics, so that I can do a better understanding when it comes to maybe like ads, for example, like Google ads or YouTube ads or any ads that's available on the digital platform. So that's why I actually upgrade my personal achievements by signing up for a course so that I can upgrade myself. So in terms of my business, I upgrade my business to be recognized to a platform, so that I can gain credibility when I actually approach my potential clients with that recognition that I have. So with whatever achievements that I've gained or whatever that I've not achieved in 2022, I reflect it back in 2023. So every year I will have different word of the year. So you can actually try that as well. If you don't have, like monthly goals, you don't have like yearly goals, you don't have like weekly goals, you can actually have a word of the year, so that you can actually break them down into smaller goals and make it into like I feel that having word of the year can kind of like uh ingrained with you, like you kind of like marry that word, you see, you marry that word, and then you work towards that word. What do you want to achieve in both business and personal? All right, okay, so that's all that I have for today's live. And I wish you all the best for a successful 2023. I will come back on YouTube Live again next week with AJ, and we will speak a little bit more on word of the year or other freelancing topic. So if you do have any topic that you want to talk about, you can comment in the section below and we will address them. And if you have any questions about freelancing, you can comment in them in the section below as well, and we will address them in our next live. All right. So see you in the next one. Bye.